Hey, good afternoon, Rambler families. It's Mr. Mead, and it is the last day of April today. So we are rapidly getting close to the end of the school year, as hard as that is to believe. So just a couple of quick updates for your weekend and for today. I'm wrapping up my last normal week, if there is such a thing, being a virtual teacher this week, as next week I am embarking on this crazy new assignment that I will be teaching music to kindergarten, first, and second grade students on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I will have limited availability on those 2 days. You can absolutely text me if you're having, or even call me. If you can't log in, the system's crashed, or you've been prevented from doing work, hit me on my phone, and even if I can't answer immediately, I will get the message and take steps as quickly as I can to get your problem fixed. Just regular communication will probably be more likely taking place on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Speaking of Mondays, this coming Monday, which is the 3rd of May, will be our last M-STEP test for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students. That will be at 3:15. Now, this one is a doozy. It's the language arts test, and so it does include some writing and some listening and reading, lots of reading actually. And so that will be taking place here at school at 3:15, unless you've made other arrangements with me. And I know that we do have a handful of families making up M-STEP tests next week. The goal is to have all of the M-STEP tests wrapped up by 1 week from today, which would be Friday, May 7th. Yeah, I'm looking at a calendar. If I keep glancing over this, I'm just trying to make sure I get my days right. Okay, so that'll be M-STEP. Now, the week after that, which is going to be May 10th through the 14th, we've got our last NWEA testing window, and I'm sorry that those two tests end up getting put back to back. NWEA is something that we're much more used to, and it is also shorter. Usually takes less time than M-STEP, and of course the great thing is that we can take it from home. And many of you have done that before. I've got a couple of new kids who have not done NWEA testing at home, but the vast majority of you have done this at home. So I'll be setting it up. We will likely be doing the reading on May 10th, and then follow that with math on the following Wednesday, which would be May 12th, and then the Friday we'll probably be doing the science. So 3 tests, 3 days, try to get that done. And that will be a very busy week for me because in addition to managing all of the tests, we'll be doing the communication like we normally do. And the goal by then, so we just should have hit 50% this Friday in all classes. Next week will be 60%. And then that week of NWEA testing, which is May 10th, by the end of that week, which is May 14th, we should be at 70%. Then 80% on the 21st, 90% on May 28th, which will take us into Memorial Day weekend. And then June 4th is our last day of school. And obviously, that is our last day to turn in work. And so that will bring our school year to an end, if you can believe that. Which brings us to next year. So what's next year going to look like? And I would love to do a video about what things are going to look like next year, but I can't because I still don't know. We are in the process of bringing our new superintendent on board, and I understand that Mr. Acom has been involved in some meetings here at McBain, in spite of the fact that he is also working as a superintendent over in Mesik. And there'll be other positions to fill. Mrs. Vandervlucht is retiring, so we'll have a new elementary principal. And the administration and school board will be determining whether or not McBain will continue to offer an elementary virtual program, whether we will partner with another school to do that. Specifically, Cadillac has offered to do virtual education for our entire intermediate school district, which would have some advantages potentially because there would be more students. And so instead of having one teacher cover 6 grade levels, they could have one teacher cover 1 grade level. So that would be a possibility, is that McBain students would be doing virtual options through Cadillac, or there could be something totally different. So that I did put in a written request with my boss that if I'm in a classroom or if I'm in a teaching position next year, I would like to be in a classroom again. As much as I like working with virtual kids, I really do miss having my students with me in a room every day. That's really where my heart is. And so we'll see how that works. It's like I said, lots of unknowns. And so if McBain were to say, hey, Mr. Mead, we do need you, you're the only one who can, to do virtual again next year and kind of repeat what we did this year, then of course I would do that. But I did put in a request that I could get a classroom back. So who knows? Maybe I'll be your student's or your child's physical teacher next year if you decide to come back in person. If you have questions about that, looking ahead to next year, and I know that I've got a lot of fifth graders who are moving to middle school, and everyone else is moving up a grade level, just let me know. Give me a call, and I can talk through options and help you try to decide what is best for your family. So that's pretty much it. I just actually covered like the next month worth of school and beyond. But the big thing is next Monday, 3:15, all 3rd through 5th grade students be here in the computer lab for M-STEP testing, and then we'll go from there for the rest of the year. So thanks so much, Ramblers. We will see you next week.